Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is a picture-perfect day here in New York City. Pinstripes are out in force. Oh, no. Paul's still handing out those shirts, keeping the legend alive. As today, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the final game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Ken Singleton and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees have won 3 in a row, the first 2 of this series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Yesterday, it was 6-4. Now, today, CC Sabathia starts for the Yankees, so how perfect that it was the killer C's yesterday that helped the Yankees win.
Well, it's always good to have certain guys come up and kind of step up when some of your big-name guys out of the lineup. All of a sudden, Francisco Cervelli, a couple of home runs this week, 11 for his last 27, a hot streak offensively. Russell Martin was banged up. Perfect timing for him. And this guy here, you could talk every day about his hitting. One of the best strokes in the American League and all of baseball. Comes up with a 2-run double yesterday, his 40th of the year. Nothing new for Robinson Cano.
So the Yankees won, the Red Sox won, and the Tampa Bay Rays won. So the standings remain exactly the same. Let's take a look now at today's New York lottery pitching matchup. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, Brett Cecil, the lefty, 4-7, 4.51, and a lefty for the Yankees, CC Sabathia, 18-7, 2.99, and he had to work very hard in his last start, Kenny.
Yeah, CC was on the mound in the opening game of the Red Sox series at Fenway Park, and CC, well, he struggled early. Gave up this home run to Carl Crawford, but then he began to rebound as the Yankees put runs on the board. He gave up 10 hits in 6 innings, 128 pitches, a season high. He did have 10 strikeouts, though. So he alternated being good and bad in that game, but he did come away with the all-important win.
So when a starter gives you 6, that means the bullpen steps up, and the bullpen's been stepping up big time. Boone Logan recently, and David Robertson for the Yankees as well. We'll talk about those two next when we come back right here on Yes. From the final game of this 3-game set, that's Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay, and Paul O'Neill will rejoin us in just a moment. There's always been some question marks this year after CC Sabathia about the Yankees starters, but then you look up, and the Yankees have the second-best record in baseball. One of the key reasons for that is their bullpen has been lights out. 2 guys in particular lately have really done the job.
Yeah, the Yankee bullpen has the best bullpen earned run average in the league, and Boone Logan has been a big part of that of late. This is some action from the recent Boston series where he was tough against right-handed hitters. Usually he's facing lefties. He got a chance against a lefty yesterday and struck him out 2/3 strong innings for Boone Logan. David Robertson has been lights out all season long. He was an all-star this year, or I should say he is an all-star this year, and got his first save of the season in yesterday's ballgame.
Take a look at these numbers. Robertson in 56 in the third inning has 85 strikeouts, sporting a 1.28 ERA. Boone Logan in 36 in the third, essentially the lone lefty in the bullpen all year. 42 strikeouts and 11 walks. As for Robertson yesterday, a 6-out save, his first save of the season. It is a beautiful day here in New York City. Just a great way to spend a Sunday in New York. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball next. By Domino's. Order at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. By Advanced Urology Centers of New York. The best care in the world right in your backyard. And by T-Mobile's family plans with unlimited data, talk, and text. Step up to nationwide 4G. Today, 105. We're right at that point. We're ready for baseball. Crowd filing in through the Great Hall. And the Yankees and the Blue Jays, a Sunday matinee as the Yankees try for a sweep of the 3-game set. Yankees taking the field. Sabathia taking his warm-ups, and we're taking a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup presented by HP. The Blue Jays 2 games, or 1 game under 500, 69 and 70. Mike McCoy, the shortstop, will lead off, batting second and playing second, Kelly Johnson. Jose Bautista is in right field, he'll hit third. Cleaning up first baseman Edwin Encarnacion. Brett Laurie, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing left field, Mark Teahan. Jose Molina will DH. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and catching J.P. Arancibia. And Dwayne Wise, the center fielder, is going to bat ninth.
On the mound for the New York Yankees in the final game of this series is C.C. Sabathia in search of win number 19 on the year. When you have that many wins, all the numbers are usually pretty good. He's less than a hit per inning. You can see the opponent's batting .250 against him. Let's check out our Jeep pitcher scouting report. 201 strikeouts. That's the most strikeouts he's had in a Yankee uniform in 3 years. And 11 wins and 3 losses. He's pitched very, very well against the Blue Jays during his career. And he's beaten them 6 consecutive starts. So he's on a roll against Toronto.
Mike McCoy's ready. CC is ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. And the first pitch is low and inside, and we are underway. Blue Jays are 5-9 against the Yankees this year. A sun splash day here in the Bronx. The 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Sun splashed. He's drawing his pictures again. Is he?
He's good at that.
McCoy 3 for his last 18. He played center in this series, and now the shortstop today shows bunt, takes a pitch outside. Hey, let's look at the official game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 84 degrees, humidity 65%, wind 10 miles per hour, and it's a hot day at the stadium. Sunsplash sounds better.
I was just going to say, I don't see any sunsplash on there.
The 2-1.
Hot in the city. Who sang that? Is that Billy Idol? Who sang that song?
Nick.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah. What was Nick Gilder?
Hot Child in the City.
Hot Child in the City. Thank you. Very
Keep
good.
going. We got 9 innings. I'll give you every song you want to know.
The 2-2. Foul back.
You guys are forgetting the Love and Spoonful. Hot Time, Summer in the City.
Oh, that's
back in my
really good.
John Sebastian. A lot of people out there have no clue what that's an oldie but goodie.
Michael, I just noticed you were making fun of my pen yesterday. They didn't refill it. It's still on empty over here.
The 2-2. Count 3-2.
Now, last time out, CC worked 128 pitches in 6 innings against the Boston Red Sox. They're the type of team can really wear down a starter. He kind of wore down, but he didn't break as he came away with a win. And we'll see if that 128 pitches bears on him today in his next start.
Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Mike McCoy with a leadoff single. Why don't we check out the Yankee defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Andrew Jones, Brett Gardner, and Nick Swisher left to right as Curtis Granderson gets the day off. In the infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira is back. And that's third to first. Russell Martin behind the plate. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound.
You know, at this point, it looks like Joe Girardi is on a rotation of trying to get guys days off in September. Today, Curtis Granderson, obviously, Teixeira the last couple days because of injury. But you know, this is kind of a managerial job to try to keep guys fresh for the big games coming down the stretch.
On the post-game show today, which you should always tune into anyway, Joe Girardi is going to announce the rotation, who that 5th starter is going to be and how it's going to be for the month of September. He wanted to wait till after the game, so he also wanted to get good ratings for the post-game show.
That was nasty. Good breaking ball.
Pitch, and you know, you talk about CC Sabathia on the mound, a chance to sweep the Blue Jays. You know, the Blue Jays have been in both. They could have won the first 2 games. I mean, this is a pretty good team. We've talked about it. You know, the Yankees playing good baseball have kind of snuck through the first 2 games, and now you got your horse on there with the ability to go out and try to sweep a pretty good team.
Check swing. Bill Cuzzy agrees.
We mentioned that Johnson strikes out quite a bit, but he is a dangerous hitter. He's got 20 home runs, and he is 3rd in baseball. Home runs by a second baseman. Cano has 1 more, and Ian Kinsler leads all second basemen in home runs. Kinsler, of course, with the Texas Rangers. Kinsler's hit 24.
Vic Raschi and CeCe, they won 18 or more games in 3 straight seasons. So CeCe's the first to do it since Raschi.
When was Raschi around?
Swing and miss. 40s and 50s.
I thought I didn't know that name, so I figured it was way back. So you see Sabathia going up in the zone. Yesterday we saw a lot of this. Trying to get the Blue Jays to swing high in the zone. The key was Cologne at times did not get it high enough. Robertson did a good job late in the game. I mean, we talked about one of the weird stats I saw, that the Toronto Blue Jays hit more fly balls than any other team in baseball, which to me tells you they like the high pitch. Well, uppercuts, whatever, you know, it might be a scouting report to late in the count to go out of the zone high.
I mentioned that CC had over 200 strikeouts. It's 202 now this year. But it's the 3rd time in his career he's had over 200 strikeouts. He did it with Cleveland one time, and in the year he went from Cleveland to Milwaukee combined, he had 251. And because he had that many, because in Milwaukee, remember he pitched on 3 days.
I was going to say, he had that run there.
Yeah.
He was out there, and that's where his stock, I think, in everybody's eyes as a general manager, really just went up is because how much it meant to him to get to the playoffs, to take the ball every third day, and it just really helped him when contract came around.
Well, especially he was going to be a free agent that year too. Yankees thought a lot of him.
Swing and a miss. Bautista down on strikes. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
That might be one of the slower pitches I've seen CC throw all year. It registered 82 miles an hour. Usually his changeup is in the mid to high 80s. But you can see this one, brakes were put on it. Bautista's way out in front and not too happy about it either.
And I was just going to say, I mean, yesterday we talked a little bit about he's kind of opening up a little bit. As good as he is, he's still going to get his hits once in a while. But you see, he was upset, and you don't see that a lot from him. And that just tells you that his mechanics are just a little bit off right now.
And maybe because of the fact he left the strike zone. He's got a pretty decent eye at the plate. Nobody has walked more than Jose Bautista in the last 2 years, over 200 times.
I got a piece of Russell Martin, I think. McCoy was going. Martin was getting into position to throw, and then the ball was fouled by Encarnacion.
Did he get hit with the back? Did he get hit with the backswing?
Sure.
You know, he recently got hit, so maybe that's why. Yeah, he's trying to get out of the way.
Broken bat, line drive just past A-Rod. McCoy's going to go third, and the throw comes into second. So it's a single for Encarnacion, and the Blue Jays have runners on the corners and 2 outs.
Well, we talked about the first couple games. Encarnacion was really hitting the ball hard, not getting nothing for it. Brett Gardner's had a heyday, kept running him down. Well, there's one that kind of evens the scorecard. Broken bat. They still don't all even out.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. But the fact is he's hit the ball as well as any Blue Jay in this series, and he's 1 for 8 coming into today. That's his second hit of the series.
And still hear Kitty up here saying they all even out from a pitcher's standpoint. Well, boy, from a hitter's standpoint, they surely don't.
Never.
Too many guys out there running them down. They even got ball boys running their foul balls down these days.
Here's Brett Lawrie. Did an unofficial poll of people on both teams, and most of them felt that Laurie's double play in the 8th inning yesterday was one of the best plays they've ever seen.
Well, there were so many parts to that play. First of all, to catch it, because the ball wasn't hit off the end of the bat or something, just hit right on the nose, a bullet down the line. Of course, it's not going to look so great in slow motion, but right here, just an absolute bullet he threw to second base. Just gives an opportunity to turn it. But from a young player, just to get up and be able to get that much on the throw across the diamond.
Yeah, he made the initial 2 moves in that play, and that was coming up with the ball that was hit, and then the throw to second. That's what really impressed me, because he was laying prone on the ground. He gets up and throws a seed over to second base to Johnson. He's then able to turn to double play. That was very impressive.
Talked about him early in the series. This is a guy in a few years are going to be a household name, an all-star of the future. And he came up later in the game and drove one into right center field off the wall. So there's a lot of things he's done in this series that show what type of player he can become.
Here's another look. Real speed.
Whew. Real good. 3-1 to Lawrie. Grounded to third. Nice play there by A-Rod. He goes to second, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. Blue Jays nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat. Score against CC in the top of the first. Let's take a look at today's Yankees starting lineup, presented by Lexus. Going to face Brett Cecil. Brett Gardner, the center fielder, will lead off. Batting second, the captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Mark Teixeira's back in the lineup. He'll play first and bat third. Cleaning up, third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Robin Cano, the second baseman, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Andrew Jones at left field will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the catcher, Russell Martin. And the rookie, Jesus Montero, will be the DH. He'll bat ninth.
Well, you got a 25-year-old left-hander on the mound in Brett Cecil. He's had some success against the Yankees. He's 4-2 in his career. When you look at his overall numbers on this season, he has started out okay, but then he kind of struggled, and that's been lately. You can see 16 starts, 4-7, 4.51. He had shipped to the minor leagues for a while, trying to regain his fastball. Let's check out our Jeep Pitcher Scouting Report on young Mr. Cecil. His last win was against the Texas Rangers in Toronto. That's a while ago on July 29th. He has not allowed a home run to a left-handed batter this year. During his college days, he was a closer at the University of Maryland.
Usually when those things are brought up, Kenny, it's going to happen.
Well, he got some lefties in the Yankee lineup.
For you fans out there watching, just pick the click on your lefty. Which one's going to take him deep today? Nice sideburn working there, too.
Now, your pick to click, it's funny you mention that because Hawk Harrelson, who does that on the White Sox broadcast, it's his birthday today. He's 70 years old.
70 years old.
Pick to click.
He's enjoyable to listen to.
Put it on the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Every White Sox player has a nickname. And if you haven't watched the White Sox over a period of time, you would know who he's talking about.
Right. Now, speaking of birthdays, I have to send out birthday wishes. There's a big-time Yankee fan. His name is Richard Lush. It's his 95th birthday today.
Wow.
Watches every single game, plays the piano every single day. He's a musician. And he's also the son of Billy Lush, who played in the major leagues in 1895 through 1904. So happy birthday to Richard Lush.
Happy birthday.
If you're 95 years old and you follow the Yankees that long, you've seen some stars, some unbelievable players come and go.
You've seen it all.
Well, one thing we just saw from Cecil is one thing the Blue Jays have seen too much of. Last start, he struggled throwing first pitch strikes and got himself in trouble.
Here's the captain, Derek Jeter. Now, he did not play yesterday against a left-hander, and Joe Girardi explained. I had to call him into my office and said, Derek, we have to keep you fresh. We have 1 day off in all of September. I've got to give you days off. He said, you have to fight Derek on it because he wants to play every single day. He said, but really, I think that's the best thing for him. Runner goes. Throw to second, not nearly in time. Boy, Gardner has the entire staff down to a T with their move because they're not even coming close to getting.
Well, you're right, Michael. Yesterday against Romero, he did it twice. Just the jumps, it was almost like he was picking up something, but again, he was going. I mean, he didn't, from his knees didn't have a chance.
42. That's the league leading total.
42. I was there last night. What a great restaurant, too.
Count 2-0.
Yeah, Cecil's had problems throwing strikes, and against the Yankees, they're not going to swing. They're going to be ahead on the count all day long. There he is at the very top. Coco Crisp. About ready to break into 40 steals. Jacoby Ellsbury, Elvis Andrus, and Rajai Davis, who's currently on the DL. In fact, Rajai Davis might be done for a while. He tore his left hamstring.
Yeah, he won't be stealing any bases.
No, that's for sure.
Look at Derek's numbers since coming up the DL at home. 10 for 19.
Against left-handers at home.
Not too bad.
No. No wonder he fought Joe Girardi about yesterday.
Going in that office. You know my numbers against lefties?
Well, Joe obviously did his homework. The numbers against Romero were not great, so he felt that that was the best time to rest Derek.
I'll tell you what, I used to play cribbage, I used to play bridge, I played all those games with Joe Girardi, and one thing you don't want to start fighting with him is about numbers, because he's like one of those numbers guys, and you're always like wrong, basically.
Nice play by Laurie. That takes Jeter down for the first out. He's 3 for 23 against Romero, so just to give you the numbers Joe had.
Yeah, that was Joe's backup, his trump card.
Yeah.
Here's Jeter. A nice play on the short hop by Laurie. And watch his first reaction. Check the runner at second. Boy, this is textbook. And then throw over the first for the out. I like everything this young man does.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, that's an in-between hop. See head coming up, but look at the balance. I mean, it's like everything's under control.
Plus, he can hit.
That's always a plus. Especially when you can hit him out of the park. He's got good power.
We're going to like him in Canada.
Got him from the Brewers in the Sean Markham deal. Here's Mark Teixeira back in the lineup after being plunked on the knee in the Boston series. Foul back. Mark 1 for his last 13.
Let me think here. Teixeira, he got hit from the left side on his front knee, so it'd be his right knee, which would be his back knee here. So that's the knee that you carry your weight on, hitting right-handed. At least it's kind of hidden from the pitcher.
Got Alfredo save his former Yankee on the mound. This is not a way to treat the next teammate.
It's just the sound of that. It hurts.
Oh, man. You know that's going to swell up, and that's, you can't flex your knee. You can't play.
The thing about hitting is you've got to get back to your backside before you can really drive the ball. And if you can't, if your knee won't hold it, you have a tendency to lunge a little bit, and all of a sudden your mechanics are screwed up.
Now with one out, this is where Gardner would be much more apt to try and steal third base. Get over to third. And Kelly Johnson's trying to shadow him out at second, make sure to shorten up his lead.
Grounded left side. Backhanded by McCoy. The long throw. And it gets past Encarnacion. And Gardner will score the Yankees run. So that should be a base hit and an E6 on the throw, allowing Gardner to score.
Well, it's a good read by Gardner, too, because anytime you pick up the third baseman going to his left, you know that you can go to third. By that error, you score instead of just going to the third base.
Yeah, no run batted in for Mark Teixeira, but the Yankees are going to take the lead. McCoy, who plays just about all over the field, and he might tell you the toughest position to get out there and play would be shortstop. And this is a tester for any shortstop. Going to your right, throwing from the grass. Encarnacion does not play first base all that often, and couldn't come up with it out in the dirt.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex, 4 hits and 20 at bats since coming off the DL.
I think this is going to be a progression a little bit for Alex. I mean, anytime you have a hand injury, it might be 3-4 days down before all of a sudden you see his bat speed start to quicken up, his defense start to be a little quicker, just so you get your thumb out of your mind. He threw in a hit yesterday, and that's the thing. Then he had a walk, so I mean, he's still presence at the plate, but I think it's going to take him a few days to get back into the rhythm of playing.
I got some positive stats. I know people love stats. You ready? Yankees have just scored, so they're 61-18 when they score first. Yankees are 36-9 in day games, and they're 30-13 against left-handed starters.
They're pretty good.
Good stats. Good team. First place.
My favorite stat, though, is the one I just keep going over, is Nova. If he gets a lead,
you leave.
It's time to leave. He's not going to lose. He's 16-0 now.
Time for dinner.
Alex swings and misses. Let's take a look at the Blue Jay defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. T and Wise and Bautista left to right in the outfield. Infield, Laurie, McCoy, Johnson, and Encarnacion. Third to first, J.P. Arancibia behind the plate, and Brett Cecil is on the mound.
Yeah, I think Brett Cecil, he's worked so hard in this first inning. You see strike 3, I'm going to go, oh, they get 4 outs this inning, huh?
He played it off nicely, though.
Here's Robinson Cano. Picked up his 40th double yesterday. It's 5 straight seasons with 40 or more doubles. And that ties Bob Newsel for the second most in Yankee history. The player that has the most straight seasons of 40 or more doubles, Lou Gehrig, 7 in a row.
I thought that was just amazing when I heard that 5 years in a row he's had at least 40.
Tried to hold up, could not. 1-1.
And jumped over the 100-run batted in mark yesterday. Second straight year with 100 or more runs batted in.
Paul's buddy, the Cap, with 4 years in a row.
In his glory days.
Grounded right side. Bobbled there by Johnson and gets Cano for the final out. Yankees score a run on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. 1-0 Yanks.
Question is, what was the most memorable moment from yesterday's win? And the choices are Cervelli's home run, Montero's first major league hit, Cano's go-ahead double, or Robertson's 6-out save. You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messages rate supply. That wasn't one of my better reads, Michael. You know that?
That's the first time you did that, though.
Bit.
First time, you know, don't knock yourself out on that.
Yeah.
Give you another chance. 1-0 Yankees. And here's Tien. And by the way, we want to clarify the Cano double stat.
Yeah.
It's 5 seasons. Doesn't necessarily mean 5 in a row. It's 7 seasons for Gehrig. Doesn't necessarily mean 7 in a row. Just 7 seasons with 40 or more doubles.
You know what's impressive about it, though? He's only played 7 seasons, but he's had 5 with 40 or more doubles. Martin came over to the Jays earlier in the trade, and right now he is sitting on an 0 for 15. He's in there against CC Sabathia.
Tough pitch right there.
mean, when you're 0 for 15, it's tough enough hitting anybody.
Yeah.
But then you're going to face a tough lefty, one of the best in the league. 0 for 15, that looked like a strike. 2 for his last 38.
Born in Redlands, California. Redlands, isn't that where that amphitheater concert thing is up there? Redlands? I don't know. Is that in Arizona?
Oh, it gets past Gardner, rolls behind him. Tian is going for second, and he's going to make it. So that'll be a single and an E8.
Looked like Brett got a little too close to it, Paul. The ball came up and hit him in the chest. He thought he had a chance to make the play. Here's a line drive. Hit too close, up off the chest, bounds away, and Tian, first of all, he breaks an 0 for 15, and now he's at second on the error by Brett Gardner.
You don't say this much, but the ball really came up on him when he got into an infielder's position. And you're right. The ball right ahead of you as an outfielder is the toughest play, and as a center fielder, which he's playing today, you have to block it. That ball kind of popped up and went off his shoulder. If the ball stays down, he'll keep it in front of him.
It's Jose Molina.
Molina's going to the Tony Bautista stance. Remember Tony Bautista?
Way open.
Yeah. Sort of like a closed up, like a gate when he's getting ready to swing the bat. Open, shut.
Kind of weird to you? Aaron Sevilla is catching today. Molina's DHing. I mean, you've had night, day games. Aaron Sevilla caught all of them. Molina, I mean, defensively, he's no slouch. Good catcher.
Here's the open shot. Watch the front legs swing around.
A lot of times as a hitter, that helps you get to the ball inside because you're starting looking at the pitcher with both eyes, so you're not closed off to that inside pitch.
Well, you're talking about the catching situation. Aaron Sevilla has actually caught Cecil every single start this year. He's also caught Romero every single start. So they're staying with the program.
Won a championship with the Yankees in 09. All three Molina catching brothers have won titles. Pretty neat. 181 games with the Yankees, 231, 5 home runs, and he hit the last home run at the old Yankee Stadium.
He was talking to me today. He came up to me. He said, I'm reading your book. I'm like, oh, really?
Really?
And that's the story behind it is, I wrote a book, obviously, about my father and stuff. And what is happening is they're writing a book about their relationship with their father, but it's from 3 different views because you have 3 guys that have, been major league players. So kind of a neat thing. All 3 of them will be part of this book.
All 3 have World Series rings.
Yeah, that's
pretty sure.
Kenny, it seems like CC's just putting a lot of pitches into getting outs where a month ago he wasn't. You look up already 33 pitches, second inning. He's not putting guys away. I mean, not that he doesn't have his good stuff. It's just something just a little bit up or a little bit off. Guys are fouling balls off.
Fly ball right field. Swisher makes the catch. Comes up front. Little bit up the line.
Every once in a while, as a fielder, it's you just heave one, and right there, Swish just literally just let that ball fly. And as soon as it leaves your hand, you're like, uh-oh, target gone.
Paul, I just got an email from a friend of mine who said that I think O'Neill is thinking of Red Rocks. It's an amphitheater in Colorado.
Yeah, that's right. I was just correct. I was going to correct myself. I think you too played there years ago. That's why I had the video. I was just a little off on the state and location and everything.
A little.
He was out west, though.
That's right. West of the Mississippi, right?
Yeah. You were talking about as an outfielder, every once in a while you throw a ball, and I was playing in the minor leagues, and I'm playing left field, and it was a short fly ball to left field, and it was obvious the runner third could not score. So I'm throwing towards the cutoff man. The ball slips out of my hand, and the runner didn't know that the ball had slipped out. He ran off the bag, and a throw went. I don't know how this happened. Went directly to third base. The ball was waiting on him when he came back. They thought I was the smartest outfielder ever. Never told anybody the ball had slipped out of my hand.
It's funny because I did that in a game once. I walked, and as I threw, you almost relax so much that the ball slips out of your hand and actually goes backwards. And I used to worry about it sometimes in batting practice because it would happen. But if that happens in the game, you got to grip that ball. There's a fine point, and especially in pitchers and everybody else, outfielders. Obviously, you want to try to get to the ball cross seams, four seams, where you get a nice straight throw. But if you choke the baseball, meaning you grip it too tight, you lose the carry on it, you lose the velocity. So you try to get it out towards your fingertips where you put little resistance.
Popped up. Teixeira will make the play. 2 outs.
Something about a major league ballpark when every seat is taken.
Yeah, it adds so much to it. I mean, it wouldn't be Yankee Stadium if it was empty. It's funny when you look at some of the way back highlights of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
It wasn't full. It just doesn't seem right.
Well, it's weird, Paul. When you got here, I mean, we see the year that Mattingly hit the 6 grand slams. That was before you, but the entire upper deck was empty.
Yeah. I mean, there were times you'd see home runs, ricocheting off seats out into right field. I'd say back then it was, maybe 20, 25,000 a night average, and now it's just a given. People are coming.
I think it started to turn when they made the trade for you, so I think you should accept a lot of responsibility.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You should ask for more money.
Is it too late?
Yeah.
It might be a bit too late.
Law, trust, cash, guys, good friends, right? Hold to that.
I think you're going to have to involve Randy Levine in the decision, too. Give a call to the Steinbrenner family. It's been a lot of levels you're going to have to go to get that money.
I don't like my chances.
CC trying to pitch around his single in the air.
And he does. Wise swings and misses. Third strikeout for Sabathia. No runs. A hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Yankees. He's enjoying himself, though. Let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. 3 games at home coming up against Baltimore tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. Then the makeup game in Baltimore at 1:05. Yankees get on a plane. They go to Anaheim. 3 games against the Angels. Then 3 games against Seattle. Travel day Thursday. And then 3 games against Toronto. The last long road trip of the year.
Right there. That's the last off day of the month.
Right. And they'll be getting into Toronto about 7, 8 in the morning and sleeping the whole day.
That count?
I don't know if that counts as an off day. Nick Swisher leads off. There's a strike. Yogi Berra is at the game today. They just put him on the that's not Yogi.
I
saw Yogi.
Yeah, I did too.
Put Yogi up on the board, and they gave him a nice ovation. Yogi comes up and he said, a lot of day games. I said, yeah, 4 out of 5. It's not that great. He goes, you just got the nights off. And, he pretty much summed it up. Popped up. McCoy will make the play. 1 out. That'll bring up Andrew Jones. 15 hits and 44 at bats. That's 341 since the All-Star break against left-handed pitching.
Michael, you kind of touched on it, how early in the year he looked kind of lost, and he's really become part of, especially now with the rotation that Joe Girardi's doing as far as giving guys days off. It's getting Andrew Jones some more at-bats. Doing a lot with him.
Yeah, he should be playing again tomorrow. They got the Orioles have a left-hander schedule. It's Mattis.
Foul boy.
Starting Andrew off with a couple of change-ups.
Popped up. And out of play.
We talked about how effective changeups can be, especially a good fastball hitter like Andrew Jones. But if you leave enough air underneath one of them, they kind of float up to the plate and you can regroup as a hitter. You can really put a charge into one of them.
The 0-2. High.
You see how long it took Cecil in there, and Andrew Jones was in the box for 5 to 10 seconds waiting. That used to drive me crazy as a hitter. Did you used to step out, or didn't bother you?
It did bother me too. Bat starts to feel too much.
You got nothing on me, buddy. I got a bigger bottle than you up here.
And yours is sparkling water.
But he's gonna have to.
Got an early tattoo, I'll tell you what.
Looks like he's wearing half that bottle on his head.
There's Paul's refreshment.
The infamous.
Strike 3.
Wow.
Tom Hallion with a naked gun sort of punch out.
He could start moonwalking here.
Little Frank Drebin right there.
Turn my headset down for this one.
That's got to be awful. You feel bad enough striking out.
That's right. Just mumble it so I can get out of the way over here. Oh, he's showing me up like that. Like he was getting ready for that one for the pitcher he went into his windup.
It could hurt your feelings.
Yeah, Andrew Jones over there, he's not yelling at the pitcher, he's yelling at the umpire.
Line drive. Oh, what a play by Laurie for the final out of the inning. And the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. Russell Martin has a hit rob on this beautiful play by the rookie third baseman. We play 2 here in the Bronx. Yankees lead 1-0. Look at him. Take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees home territory. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. They cleaned off the face. He's going for more. Not letting go of the M&Ms. Mike McCoy fouls it back as we start the third inning.
Boy, he's made 31 starts this season, but as I mentioned, he's kind of appeared all over the field. Second, third, short, center field, right field, even DH one day.
There's a strike. Lincoln scoreboard shows the Yankees 1-0, and the Yankee run unearned.
People take that for granted, how hard that is to change positions, you know, all the time. You can understand left field to right field possibly, or shortstop to second, because it's kind of the same infield. But to go, some of these guys that go all over the field, infield, outfield, it's just really helps a manager when he can throw you in. There he goes. There's probably another candy stand in the back there.
Well, he's going to the restaurant, the Legends restaurant. That's one of the mysteries that people have about this place. You know, they'll see some of the seats behind home plate, they're unoccupied, and they'll think that they're not sold, but people are in the there's an unbelievable restaurant down there.
I walked through it yesterday
with all these big screen TVs, so if it's hot out or it's raining out, people are just hanging in there.
Like going to Willy Wonka's back there. It's just beautiful. Everything's back there. Just smorgasbords of food, candy, everything.
1-2. He could not hold up. McCoy down on strikes.
CC Sabathia, this is his good put-away pitch. A hard slider down out of the zone.
Looks like a heater, but it's not. Just when you think you got it squared up, it kind of disappears.
Come back here, ball.
Here's Kelly Johnson. There's a strike. Grounded to first. Teixeira with a tricky hop will step on the bag for the second out.
CC Sabathia, I mean, you look at the target, you look at his stuff this inning. This is as sharp as he's been since he's been on the mound today. Good curveballs in this inning. He hit that fastball in right at the target last pitch. So saving pitches this inning. Best thing you want to do with a guy like Bautista is get those outs before him. He comes up to the plate with nobody on.
Talked about all his walks, and that kind of propels him into the lead. And on base percentage, Bautista did chase a bad pitch his first time up and struck out.
There's a strike.
Struck him out on a changeup that was kind of out of the zone. He took something off that pitch. I don't think that was his true changeup. It was at 88, but he did turn it over and take something off of it.
Foul back.
This is how you lead the league in on-base percentage. You get on base safely 115 times in 126 games. That's pretty good.
Bautista right now, again, it looks like he's kind of bailing a little bit, and I think the pitch he can really handle is the ball inside.
And the 1-2. Driven out to right field. Nick Swisher's right there. And that'll do it for 11 pitch. 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. Why don't we go to the bottom of the third? Yankees lead the Blue Jays 1-0 right here on Yes. Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By HP, everybody on. And by Corona Light, the refreshing imported light beer. It only gets better. Jesus Montero will lead off. Stay hydrated on a day like this here at the stadium. That's a youngster in the stands. Lincoln scoreboard 1-0. Yankees lead, and there's a youngster at the plate, 21-year-old Montero. And he swings and grounds one through the left side for a base hit.
Seems like this hole between third and short. That's where his first hit in the major leagues went yesterday, and he follows it up with another one. No chance for Lowry, and the shortstop McCoy comes up short as well.
Well, once you get that first one out of the way, it seems like you're a little bit more relaxed. Obviously, you're still new to the major league scene here, but just off the end of the glove.
Now, Montero actually got some advice yesterday from Robinson Cano, because I think he was 0 for his first 6. There's a strike to Brett Gardner, and Cano told Kim Jones that he had been telling Montero, just relax when you're up there. Well, the first 6 times it didn't work. So then he said, okay, now I want you to relax and count to 10. So that's what he did and got the hit.
That's all it takes. You count to 10, you get a hit.
I wish I'd known that.
Yeah.
Popped up in the air, but it's going to be a tough play, but it rolls foul. The lucky Encarnacion did not touch that ball.
A lot of spin on it in the air when it hit the ground and made an absolute right turn. There's the bunt. Gardner not happy with it. All of a sudden he sees, hey, I might have a chance here. And Encarnacion could not make the play, neither could Aaron Sibia.
Tell you what, you see a lot of foul balls chopped go this way, but to have that much spin on it from a bunt that was popped up, that's weird. Well, backspin.
Yeah. Now with the 2 strikes, it kind of takes away the opportunity to bunt to Montero over to second.
Wakamatsu thinks it just hit his back. Wakamatsu filling in for John Farrell, who's still home battling pneumonia. The two talked before the game about making out the lineup, but once the game starts, Wakamatsu calling the shots.
Well, he's had experience as a Major League manager. He was managing the Seattle Mariners for a while. Watch this very closely. Yeah, it hit his hand. That does not feel good, believe me.
Ouch.
Jays are looking for the bunt.
Here is Derek Jeter. Encarnacion and Lowry is not. And Jeter's not bunting. And the way that play works, they want Cecil to get up the mound and field it if it's bunted toward third, so you have a chance to get the out at third. We saw that play backfire on the Yankees when Mariano Rivera fielded a ball against the Red Sox 2 series ago. And Nunez also charged in. They didn't have anybody at third to receive the throw. Foul away.
Kenny, you get the feeling that, you know, Cecil's really just kind of laboring from the first pitch to get outs here. And then you get Brett Gardner in a situation where you're 0-2 and then you lose him. It's just like you get the feeling the Yankees are just going to keep piling on this. It's a lot of pressure for a pitcher that's going through kind of struggles.
Yeah, it's struggles there. You can see 23 strikes, 17 balls. That's not a good strike to ball ratio. So he's kind of painted himself into a corner. He hasn't really gotten burned as of yet.
That one's driven deep to left field. Going back T and looking up. See ya! A 3-run home run for Derek Jeter. And the Yankees lead 4-0.
What'd I say, as of yet?
Yeah, Ken, I was trying to sugarcoat it and just say, you know what, he's going to give up some runs here. You just have the feeling that he's really struggling to get outs against the good hitters of the Yankees. And right here, I mean, just leaves a ball right there for Derek Jeter. See what that day off does for you, Michael?
That was very close to where the 3,000 hit landed, just a little bit higher than over the State Farm side. No doubt about it. So Jeter now with 52 ribbies. Teixeira with a fly ball to left. And that's the first out of the third.
Michael, yesterday we were talking, that game came down to, Romero, who's their ace. And I was thinking on the way home, this is going to surprise you, Michael. The game was going through my mind on the way home.
Wow.
And you brought a right-hander in to face Cano. And if you're going to do that, why don't you bring the right-hander in to face A-Rod, who's the hitter before? And then, it ended up costing them the game. But, you look at situations differently when they're over, obviously, but that game yesterday came down to one or two batters at a specific time, yesterday being Robinson Cano.
I think he took him out at that time. Cano can hit anybody, right or left, but I think he had felt that Ricky Romero had reached his.
That was about it.
That was about it. He had walked a guy and hit a guy, so he thought he was losing his command, and that's why he decided to go to Casey Jansen, who'd been pitching well out of the bullpen. Didn't matter who he's facing, but Cano roped him.
And they also only have one left-hander in the bullpen, and Rami Wells. That one's popped up to center. A-Rod is retired.
But just goes to show you how hard it is to manage against just one of the better hitters in the game. And you see Cano coming to the plate now. This guy right here in big situations, because he does not have a specific hole, a certain way to get him out. Because he can use all of the field, hit all the pitches as far as changeup, fastball, curveball. He can be so dangerous in those situations, and it makes it very tough on the other man.
Here is Cano. He tries to bunt. He sees Laurie way back, so he wanted to push it toward third. If I'm the Blue Jays, please bunt.
Don't even see Laurie in the picture here, but
Yankee in history have consecutive 20 home run, 40 double, and a 100 RBI seasons. The other one's Garrett, Mattingly, and O'Neill.
When you're on the board with Garrett, I feel pretty good about that. And Cap, too.
Yeah. I told you I liked it. What did I say? I like to watch you hit. I told you that yesterday.
Served out into left field. Tien goes back and makes the play for the final out. But the Yankees get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. The big hit off the bat of Derek Jeter, his 5th home run of the year, first one since July 25th. Yankees lead 4-0 right here on Yes. Right now for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz, CC Sabathia needs 1 win to have his 3rd straight 19-plus win season. Who was the last American League pitcher to accomplish this feat?
Michael, you read like you really don't know the answer.
Oh, I know the answer.
You do?
Oh, sure. You know the answer, too.
Was he an ex-Yankee?
Yes, he was.
Okay. I think I do.
Did the question say American League pitcher?
Mm-hmm. It was. He didn't do it when he was a Yankee, though. That one's dunked in there for a base hit. Encarnacion with a leadoff single. The guy did it in the National League, former Yankee, though.
Now you got me confused.
See, but the questions are, you want to go to American League pitcher who did it.
Right. Okay, that's true. That's right. The American League pitcher is not a former Yankee. That's right. Thank you, Kenny.
All right.
Now you're really confused. Right?
Did you notice my chair moving back? I'm out of the conversation at this point.
Brett Laurie takes outside. All right, so he needs 1 win to have his 3rd straight 19-plus win season. Who was the last AL pitcher to accomplish this feat? I was thinking of Randy Johnson, who did it with Arizona. Former Yankee.
Right. Randy Johnson, he's on the commercial scene these days.
Yeah, I had him on my radio show the other day.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's glib and talkative. And
he was saving it.
And I got along with Randy very well. And I said, you know, a lot of people thought you were a little snap. He said, well, I was really intense. He said, all I cared about was winning. I know that John Flaherty thought it was a joy to catch him.
We can ask Flash tomorrow.
Yeah, but he's got the Pepsi Max commercial, just for men.
Just for men. Well, that's the gray hairs. We all need a little of that, don't we?
Yeah, he's got the Geico ones with the snowball. Yeah. He's out there. Big unit. 3-1. And Laurie walks. So first and second, nobody out as the Blue Jays threaten.
First walk allowed by Sabathia. You can see a better strike to ball ratio than the one featured by Brett Cecil.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. This is Labor Day weekend, and usually Labor Day weekend signals the end of summer. Now, summer really doesn't end until, I think, the 22nd of June. I might be off by a day or two, but it feels like summer today.
It got hot today. I was out on the field before, and actually Toronto didn't hit on the field. It was too hot, and then Sunday a lot of teams take off. But it was really humid. I think it's cooled off a little bit. I think that your splash of sunshine has been filtered a little bit by the clouds, and it has cooled off a little bit.
Base hit past A-Rod down the left field line. That's going to score a run. Encarnacion will head home. Stopping at third is Laurie. It's a double and an RBI for Tian. And the Blue Jays now trail 4-1.
We're talking about Tian breaking an 0 for 15 last time up, and now he strokes one down the third baseline. He's going to pick himself up an RBI. I bet you when he came to the ballpark today, he didn't expect to be playing against CC Sabathia. He gets himself a nice 2-base hit here. Going to put the Blue Jays on the scoreboard. As Andrew Jones is going to dig it out of the corner, man. You really have to know your Karens once you get in those corners.
Tell you what, that Laurie, I was watching him run. He runs well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's thick. He's a third baseman. I mean, he's got a great body for a third baseman. He runs well. He's coming around third like he wanted to just keep going.
Yankees have the infield back from Molina. And that's going to score a run. Cheater Checks the runner back to second. Gets Molina, who gets an RBI. Now it's 4-2 Yankees.
I was looking down at the third base coach, Brian Butterfield, and I saw him before the game. And I remember he got thrown out yesterday, just out of nowhere. And I said, Butter, how can you get thrown out? We didn't even know you got thrown out. He said, you know, I was yelling at the umpire, how can you throw out Wakamatsu? And Wakamatsu looked over and said, Butter, he threw you out. He didn't throw me out. He didn't even know he got thrown out.
I asked him, what did you say? He said, I told him it was high. I said, that's all you say? He said, that's all I said. There's a ground ball to third. Firing across the diamond is A-Rod to get Aaron Sibia for the second out. Then I made him laugh. I said, you know, there are kids that come to the ballpark, they pay good money to see you coach third base, right. And you have the nerve to get thrown out in the first inning?
There he is, working away, stopping Laurie at third, sending Encarnacion home.
You know, we're joking around, but usually third base coaches don't get any notice unless they mess up. But in this series, two of the best third base coaches in baseball, Rob Thompson and Brian Butterfield, they also happen to be pretty close friends. 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Robbie Thompson, Butterfield, both of them, you know, high energy guys. And you need that as players with coaches because, you know, as the season goes on, and especially this time of the year, you know, games day after day, and your coaches have that energy and make it fun, that could be a big lift. A lot of people don't realize that the people surrounding you in uniform can really help you as a player.
That foul ball just went into the stands and hit a concession guy with cotton candy, and the cotton candy went over everybody. Free cotton candy for all. Check swing. Now that's a polite New York crowd. They're all giving back the cotton candy to the guy, which might mean that people just don't like cotton candy. 2-2. Strike three.
Oh, we got another call there, Michael.
But the Blue Jays creep back. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tom Hellion ends the inning with a pump. Answer to the New York State Smokers Quitline Quiz. CC needs 1 win to have his 3rd straight 19+ win season. Who was the last American League pitcher to accomplish this feat? It was
do.
Dave Stewart. Nick Swisher swings at the first pitch and grounds it to McCoy. 1 away. Got some big shots here in the stands. That's Stephen Harper. He's the Prime Minister of Canada. Just chilling with a guy with a bronze bomber hat on.
I think he's seated on the north side of the stadium.
Who's Andrew Jones?
You know, we saw the answer to the Smokers Quit Line quiz. Dave Stewart not only did that, it was 4 straight 20-win seasons.
Count 0-2.
And one year, I think he teamed up with Bob Welsh. They both won 20. Bob Welsh won 27 games that year.
Yeah, I do remember. That was that run that they had, and we actually, when I was in Cincinnati, we played 1990. That was during that run.
It's hard to believe in that 3-year run they only won one of those World Series because they were good. And the Reds, your Reds team was decided underdogs in that series. You swept them. Who was that little guy that got the big hit that kind of turned the series?
Billy Bates.
Yeah.
Billy Bates, right over third base. I think that's the first question you ever asked me about a player. Usually I'm asking you. I'm glad I could help you.
Thank you.
Well, now Andrew Jones, he's seen a lot of changeups from Brett Cecil. Now he's got him 3-2. What is Cecil finally going to give in and throw him a fastball?
A lot of pitchers know the scouting report on Andrew Jones, and at any cost, you don't want to give him a fastball. Well, give him a curveball there.
He hit it hard.
5 in a row retired by Cecil after Jeter's home run. That's going to bring up Russell Martin. Great play by Laurie in the second inning to take away a base hit. Russell Martin, a Canadian, so is Brett Laurie.
Figure the Canadian base. I mean, I grew up in Ohio. In a high school season, you're lucky to play 15 games or so. You know, how about up in Canada? I mean, your high school season's got to be what, a couple weeks?
Well, I think out in British Columbia, it's a little more temperate out on the West Coast there. They've had 2 great players, or at least 1 great player from there, Larry Walker, who's a borderline Hall of Famer and was an MVP with the Colorado Rockies. Originally came up with the Montreal Expos.
They put out some hockey players, though. I'll tell you that.
Man. National sport. Born with skates on.
Fly ball right field. Bautista. And the Yankees are retired in order 1-2-3 on 10 pitches. We played 4 here at the stadium. Yankees lead the Blue Jays 4-2. You are watching Yes. Nancy, and we look forward to hearing about that because they did get Jackson. They needed another right-handed bat, and we'll see if he's okay. Nancy will give us an update a little bit later on, along with Kim Jones on the postgame as well. 4-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning.
That takes a lot of nerve right there. A Red Sox fan, not even playing the Red Sox, to show up to Yankee Stadium in a Red Sox jersey.
And then there's this guy.
He's busy.
This is going to water now after all the candy.
Good chance that water's going to be all over Mom's lap here pretty soon.
There's Mike McCoy.
You know, they always talk about a leadoff hitter only guaranteed to lead off once a game. McCoy's led off an inning three times today.
And it's just the 5th inning. There's a strike.
CC's had his good curveball today. He's been a little up with his fastball, but boy, he's had his good curveball today.
Swing and a miss. McCoy down strikes.
What was that pitch?
Well, come out to Yankee Stadium tomorrow, September 5th, to celebrate Labor Day when the Yankees take on the O's. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a hand sanitizer keychain courtesy of New York Presbyterian Hospital. Now, for tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Here's Kelly Johnson.
Well, Paul said that CC has a good breaking ball today, and it might not have been his best one of the day, but it was good enough. Went to get McCoy out. It was real.
He intentionally throws it with that 2-strike. You know, he's got one he can get over early in the count, and then he can use that one out of the zone. And he's got a few strikeouts with it today. But that's a strike there. That ball starts in the strike zone and stays, where the other one starts at the bottom of the strike zone and ends up in the dirt. Boy, that hitting looks so easy up here, doesn't it, Kenny? You can almost guess the pitches, see what's going on.
Oh, nice play by Cano. And he gets Kelly Johnson. So smooth, so sure-handed, such a good arm.
Nice play going to his left. I like it after he throws the ball. He comes up with it. It's sort of a tough hop. And he gets Johnson out. But at the tail end of this play, after he actually makes the play, watch him turn, throw, the ball almost came out. He actually went down on one knee and kind of posed for pictures. We probably won't see it here because we follow the action.
Here is Jose Bautista, 0 for 2. And he pops it up. That's going to be an easy inning for CC. As Russell Martin will make the play for the final out of the 5th 7-pitch inning for CC Sabathia. We played 4.5. We're halfway through. Yankees 4, Blue Jays 2. question, what was the most memorable moment from yesterday's win? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. It was close. 32% say it was Robertson's 6-out save. I thought Montero's first big league hit.
Yeah, see, I thought Cano's go-ahead double was going to be it.
Here is Jesus Montero. Pitch outside. So he has his first 2 major league hits, and now looking on for his first big league home run.
Just tell by the delivery that there's going to be a change. He comes over and kind of cuffs the ball almost. You can just tell almost that it's going to be a change up from Cecil, and those are the ones that hang up high in the zone you talked about, Kenny, that can go a long way.
Line drive, base hit. Montero 2 for 2.
Yeah, Montero must have picked up on it because that looked like a changeup, and he stayed back just long enough and got the barrel of the bat to the ball. You're right, Paul. Sometimes you can see anytime a pitcher shows anything different with his delivery, that tells you it's an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, you see him reach a little bit. It was a changeup, but I tell you what, I hope that he doesn't get bored hitting that ball into left field. You see the changeup grip there, and as a hitter, you can pick that up.
Yes, you can. You see the fingers.
Wow, you see the torque on how they turn that ball over, and you see how much stress goes on that arm. A lot of lefties will get that almost that screwball effect with a good changeup because they do turn it over at the end. They just don't release it like a fastball.
Brett Gardner with a fly ball with shallow right. Bautista makes the play. 1 down. That's going to bring up Jeter, who had a 3-run home run his last time up. Derek hitting .298.
Yeah, knocking on the door. 3 bills.
Third inning, Derek Jeter. See the swing, and you know with a swing like that, with the kind of a hanger, where it's going to end up. And Jeet has been night and day since he's been back off the DL.
And he was quick to the ball.
Yeah. I think that was a take mode. You see Jeet kind of taking that pitch on his front heel. No intentions of swinging.
Well, there's the splits before and after the DL. Stark difference. 86 points higher.
Another good swing.
You always see Jeter look like he's adjusting something in his mouth, and it looks like he's got a guard. Does that align his teeth? Do a lot of players have that?
Yeah, they came out with these a few years ago, and it actually, instead of, it does protect your teeth from grinding your teeth, but it actually relaxes you because you don't, bite your teeth together and stuff under stress, and supposedly really helps. Another thing, it's come into the game since we've been at it, Ken.
Swing and a miss. You would have chewed right through that.
Or chucked it with my helmet. This thing doesn't work.
It's going to be the 3rd strikeout. It looked like a pretty good changeup. Oh, breaking ball. Excuse me. Jeter over the top. 3rd strikeout for Red Cecil.
Mark Teixeira just missed a pitch last time up. Just missed a good pitch to hit right there. A changeup up in the zone. Again, you can tell that he's seeing the ball very well. This ball up. This is a ball that could go a long way. Just missed it. Everything's back. Looks like that knee's fine.
Chopped to short. McCoy goes to Johnson, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We played 5, 4-2 Yanks. Yorkers will never forget, the time when our city showed its strength and resilience. Thursday night, the Yes Network examines the role New York sports played in the city's recovery, featuring interviews with Yankees Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, and our very own Paul O'Neill. 9/11 Remembered premieres Thursday at 10, right here on Yes. We go to the 6th inning, and the first pitch to Encarnacion is a strike. Yankees lead 4-2. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Derek Jeter in the 3rd. The other one came in the 1st inning, unearned run. Blue Jays scored their 2 in the 4th.
In these middle innings game, I think he's really found that strike early in the count with the curveball and the strikeout out of the zone. So it's good to see a guy. I mean, you'll see him go fastball changeups on given nights, but today that curveball has been the pitch that he can really rely on. You can always rely on that when it's 95 in on your hands.
Yeah, he tried to sneak it by Encarnacion. Encarnacion's a good hitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's leading the Blue Jays in doubles. He's hit over 300 since the All-Star break. He's had some injury problems the last couple of years, wrist injury. This year he seems to be A-OK.
He's a guy, if you look at it, could down the road be in another uniform, because I mean he's a true third baseman, and from what you've seen from Lowry, I mean he's the guy that's going to be there for years to come. And I don't think Encarnacion's a guy that you want to keep on the bench as a utility player. He's still a good everyday player.
Just got a piece to stay alive.
Unless you want to turn over the DH role to him, but he might be too young for that.
Yep.
You know? I got to agree with you. Lowry's staying at 3rd. He's not going anywhere.
Swing and a miss. There's that change. One away.
Well, it can be frustrating facing a pitcher like CC Sabathia. He's got a lot of weapons, including an off-speed breaking ball that you chase in the dirt. And yep, I don't need this anymore.
You know, and if you look at what happened in that at bat, he saw a good curveball to start off. Then he saw that 95-mile-an-hour fastball on your hands, which starts to make you think inside. And all of a sudden, as a hitter, you forget this guy's got a great changeup. And in that at bat, he saw all 3 pitches.
Brett Lowry fouls it back. Driven out to right field. Swisher back in front of the track. He puts it away for the 2nd out.
Seen these last couple innings, it looks like CC Sabathia has really found a rhythm of everything now. The fastball's in the mid-90s. He's had his curveball the whole game. He's mixing in his changeups, and it just looks like he's really cruising these last few innings. Kind of hit his stride in the middle of the game here. Tell you one thing, T-Hens had a couple good swings off of him. You got to believe he's going to bust it inside this at bat. Not let him slap the ball down the left field line. Usually as a left-hander, you're not going to see that pitch again when you show a guy that you can handle the ball away. The first 2 pitches in. See a breaking ball away, but chances are you're not going to see a fastball away at any time during this count.
Good company right there.
Yeah, Verlander, if you look at some of the numbers and what he's done for the Tigers this year, the Tigers starting to run away with that Central now too. Very dangerous team when you think about it in that first round of the playoffs. Verlander can end up throwing 2 games in that series.
Somehow you got to figure out a way to get Miguel Cabrera out in key situations.
Yeah.
Or get those, like you said, get those guys out in front of him.
2-1. Swing and miss.
Ball up and in. Again, you've seen this at bat. All fastballs have been in, and he missed with a curveball away. You go either way here.
Fans want the strikeout.
Yeah. And you get the strikeout, you see another fastball in.
Foul away.
97, he upped on that. Took the curveball away here, Kenny. I tell you what, this is a good at bat. He's thrown him good pitches.
His confidence is up. He's got 2 hits already. Yeah. Trying to pick up number 3.
Come around that ball, and that little finger will just pull that ball down, and you see the slider rotation, curveball rotation.
The 2-2. Strike 3. Halia with a big turn and a punch. CC has now completed at least 6 innings in 27 straight starts. That's what an ace does. That's what a #1 pitcher does. That's what Halia does. Local Nissan dealer. Yankees lead 4-2. Pitch to Alex Rodriguez is outside. 4-4-1, leading 2-5-1. Jeter a 3-run home run. Montero has 2 singles, and Sabathia has gone 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So has bounced back nicely from his 128 pitch outing in Boston. Down 2-0. This kid's unbelievable. He has not stopped eating ice cream, Twizzlers, M&M's, hot dogs. He's had a chicken finger. And now he's watched Alex Rodriguez soar one to right field. Bautista back, leaps, see ya! A home run. Alex Rodriguez, a solo shot. And the Yankees lead 5-2.
Know that Alex Rodriguez thought he got this one off the bat. It was a high changeup left out over the plate. It was a fastball, actually. See, he thought he just missed it.
Uh-oh.
That happy zone right above that scoreboard. There's a little jet stream. talk about the turn of emotions as a hitter, right? When you hit it, you think you didn't get it, and all of a sudden it's ricocheting off the fans out there.
Now just 2 home runs short of Ken Griffey Jr. on the all-time list.
628 for A-Rod. And he keeps moving up on the runs list. He's tied with Carl Yastrzemski, 15th all-time. 5 more he ties Eddie Collins. 14 more Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson at the U.S. Open yesterday.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Great player, wasn't he, Timmy? Huh?
Oh, a hard-nosed player. No nonsense, man.
No.
The 0-1. Nick Swisher was there. Francisco Cervelli.
Well, they opened it.
Yeah.
Michael was there.
Michael Kay in the front row.
Yeah.
I was in the front row, but it was pretty good seats.
How was the buzz at the U.S. Open? Good?
Still chill, you know, it's only the first week. But it was jammed. 1-1. 2-1.
Get a lot of Hey Michaels, little stories in between.
Not that much.
No? Kenny, did you hear Michael came in the first day I walked in here and was mad? Like, well, you know, what's up? I just came back in town. And he's like, I'm in Baltimore. I get out of the car. I smoke my head. And some fan looks at me and says, wait till I tell O'Neill about this one. Welcome to New York.
Welcome to Baltimore, yeah.
Couldn't wait to tell O'Neill. He'll love it.
You okay, Michael?
I guess.
I guess.
Fouled away. They play Cano like no other team plays Cano. Their third baseman is pretty much playing where the shortstop would play.
And if you look at the outfielders, that's the way they were laid out over 100 years ago. Straight away. That means he's apt to hit the ball, like Paul said, anywhere on the field.
This scouting report says he hits the ball in the air straight away and things on the ground. He's a pull hitter, but you know, so many times you see Robbie hit that line drive right down the left field line.
Hits it right to Kelly Johnson. So Cano with a 7-game hitting streak is now 0 for 3.
You know, you almost get the feeling as you're watching this game, looking at the shift again, that you were almost back to like 98, 99, where fans come to the games and they just assume the Yankees are going to win. It's not the battle of you know what's going wrong with the team right now. The Yankees are playing such good baseball. It's just a matter of how many runs they're going to win by. And
maybe because they know that the Yankees are 23-3 in home day games this year.
Is that it?
It is 23.
You show up in the day, you're going to win
at
right?
Yankee Stadium. You got a good chance. It's the best record in the major leagues.
They're 36-9 overall in day games. So the Yankee brass might start thinking about taking these lights down.
Oh, you're taking a chance on turning into the Cubs, though. Don't want that to happen.
It was funny yesterday. You were talking about my first hit and stuff because of Montero's, and then Ryan Ruocco looked over and said, "The second game you played in, it was a tie." And the story behind that.
High fly ball, left center, teeing back, stays in the park. They'll make the play.
Back to 1985 there, and the reason it was a tie, you're talking about the lights. We were in Wrigley Field.
No lights.
Pete Rose gets the game, the Ty Cobb tying hit, has another at bat. Everybody's going crazy. You know, you really don't want to break it on the road. And then the game was called by darkness because there were no lights in Wrigley Field. And then we get to go back to Cincinnati, and he breaks it at home a couple days later
against San Diego.
Yep, Eric Shaw in San Diego, and then you know, never had to finish that game because it didn't mean anything on the playoffs, so it was down as a tie.
I give him credit, though, Pete Rose, because he had it at bat after he tied the record. He would not take himself out.
Oh, no, yeah, everybody was on the dugout thinking, is he really going to get it here? And he did not, but then no more bats that day.
Andrew Jones grounds out to Laurie, and that will do it. But the Yankees pad their lead. Alex Rodriguez didn't think he got it, but he did. He got his 15th home run, and CC has himself a 3-run lead as we go to the 7th inning here on Yes. J&R Music and Computer World, and by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Well, CC has a 5-2 lead as we go to the 7th inning. It'll be Molina, Arancibia, and Wise. Molina has driven in one of the 2 runs on a ground ball. And there's a strike. Channeling his inner Paul O'Neill.
Oh, now don't stop with one. Now there's a few more things over there you can grab. So you can laugh at it now, but Kenny, you've been there. I've been there. I tell you, it's just times of frustration in this game, and it's because it was a game, and now it's your life, and it's every single day you live it, and you don't do what you think you should do, and it just you get caught up in yourself once in a while, Mike.
Cadillac scoreboard 5-2. Yankees lead.
Did you ever write an article one time and just wad it up and throw it in the trash can because it wasn't good?
No.
No?
I throw the headset all the time, though.
Yeah? I thought that was unintentional. That's
another bad game. Fire it.
Yeah, what you're seeing from Cecil is he hadn't won a game since July 29th. Yeah. There's a lot of frustration building up here.
When you're not going well as a pitcher and you're playing in New York, you're playing against the Yankees, and we've talked about it, they're just playing great baseball right now, and you're matched up against CC Sabathia that has good stuff. It can be frustrating before you even take the mound.
Yeah, and CC's already beaten your team twice this year.
He's 11-3 lifetime against the Blue Jays. 3.03. Swing and a miss. Tomorrow afternoon, it's a holiday matinee right here in the Bronx as the Yankees open up a series with the Orioles. Coverage starts at noon with Audi batting practice today, and then the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then John Flaherty will join Kenny and me for all the action. Orioles-Yankees, it all starts tomorrow at noon, only on Yes. So, O'Neill, just a drive-by for you.
Yeah, I just dropped in for a few, see how the boys are doing. It's like old times, though, with you and Kenny up here. Like we never left.
That's right. You just turn it over to Flash now. So Joe Girardi got thrown out of the game in Boston. And on the upcoming W.B. Mason Presents the Joe Girardi show, I asked him, how do you explain to your kids? Because that's not, he's not like that in real life. And he says, you know what? I never had to explain them except the first one. He said, Serena was 5 and Dante was 3. He said, I was with the Marlins and I got thrown out of a game. There's a line drive base hit to center. And he goes, they thought that's it, that I was thrown out forever, that I'd never be able to come back and play.
Baseball.
And he said, no, I get to go back again tomorrow. So, all kidding aside, Paul, we joke about it, but the intensity is what made people love you. You would throw over a Gatorade or something. You've got 3 kids. Did they ever ask Dad, what are you doing?
No, but my wife met me at the door a few times, and I've told you about it. She just looked at you like, what is wrong with you? Do you understand that people are watching? And at the time, I mean, do you process that stuff? No, you don't process it. You're on the field. You're supposed to be alone, and then there's cameras coming into your house and showing you what you shouldn't be doing.
But your kids never asked you, Dad, we've never seen you like that in the house.
No, Andy, I knew it had gone too far when Andy was my oldest. He played Little League Baseball here, and one day over probably some corn pops or something, he told me he had a bat. He gave away a couple of bats. About 6 years old, I looked at like, we are in trouble. Yeah.
Gave away a couple of
Little League bats. You just gave them right away. No concentration. All right.
Oh, that's great. By the way, that Joe Girardi show is right after our post game, and that's today. Good show. Good stuff. Jesse Litch warming. The 0-2. Wise lofts it left side. Alex, for some reason, held out his hand.
I think he was calling the fans off there.
2 away. I don't know if he was reaching for the wall or if Andrew Jones was near him, but
telling that ball boy right there, I got it.
I'm good here. There's nobody there, Alex. Terrence, the ball boy, knew.
He sat down, you see, didn't even get up.
It's always one of the strange things because Alex is really one of, I don't think this is hyperbole, he's one of the best baseball players ever with the power and the average or whatever. But he just really has a hard time with pop-ups. He dropped a pop-up in his rehab assignment in Scranton and they booed him.
Tough crowd. I don't know if there's anything to it. Chris Sabo was a good friend of mine and a tremendous fielder. Did not like pop-ups, and I don't know if it's because you're so used to your ground balls and you're an infielder that pop-ups give you problems or what. But that's funny to say.
Now looking for a strikeout from Sabathia. Count 1-2.
Well, he's had at least one in every inning.
And the pitch down the way. Now after Alex had called for that pop-up, he's going to get it from Jeter a little bit.
Got an attaboy.
The 1-2 pitch outside.
A lot of fun when you're winning ball games.
Yeah, it is. The name becomes a joke.
The 2-2. Grounded to Jeter. Bobbles, but flips to Cano. That'll do it. Here in the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left at the end of 6 1/2. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead 5-2. We're going to stay right here and honor America in the Bronx.
Please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
With Kim Jones on the postgame show, and Don Wakamatsu, the acting manager of the Blue Jays, makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. So Brett Cecil is done after 6 innings, and they turn it over to Jesse Litch. Those are the numbers on Jesse. This will be his 22nd game. 58 hits in 64 and 2/3 innings, and better than a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
They report on Jesse Litch is he likes sliders. He'll throw a ton of sliders, more so than he'll throw his fastball. So to a right-hander, got to understand that going up.
Cadillac scoreboard, 5-2 Yankees lead. Yankees looking for their 4th straight win. And here's Russell Martin.
Slider. good one at that.
Litch had been
Sliders.
a starter. Sliders. With a side of fries.
There's a strike.
Slider. He had been a starter, had to undergo Tommy John surgery that put him on the shelf for a while, but spent some time at AAA Las Vegas this year.
Swing and a miss. Martin down on strikes.
You saw slider, 2 up in the zone, 1 up out of the zone. But you know, Kenny, you go back to the AAA in Las Vegas. You know, there could be worse places to play AAA. You know?
That's probably true, but it can be hot in Las Vegas in the summertime.
Definitely a hitter's league, huh?
And you might not have your per diem for food.
Might take that straight elsewhere.
Yeah, right to the casino. Montero takes inside 1-0. Blue Jays thought they had something in which in 08 he was 13-9, 3.58. But since then he struggled. 6-9, 5.31 over 3 seasons. Rafael Soriano getting ready. All right, so Paul, you've seen a couple of games of Montero. What do you think?
Well, it's going to take a while until he's the hitter, you know, that he's supposed to be and was in the minor leagues because of all the emotions, all the excitement of being here. But, you know, you can tell he's getting more relaxed every at bat. You can tell he has a quick bat. I haven't seen him handle the inside pitch yet, but I'm sure he can. Seems like they've been throwing him a lot away. So the scouting report was obviously in the minor leagues that he'd get the ball inside, but he has hooked a couple balls in the hole. So
all these pitchers are not all of them, but a lot of them are new to him. You have to get your own feel for what's going on at the big league level.
Grounded to third. Laurie, the long throw, and Encarnacion can't come out with it. So Montero will reach.
That's going to go as an E5, I believe, although it looked to me like it was a catchable ball. We'll have to see how it goes here. But the fact that we mentioned it, Encarnacion has not played much first base. He's the third baseman by trade. Here's the throw. It's low. He's got to handle that. Yeah, I think that's an E3 if you ask me. Yeah, in and out of his glove. Yeah, it's going to. It's an assist for the third baseman, but an error is charged to the first baseman, Encarnacion. Just not used to playing first base very often.
You know, if you think about it, though, I mean, if you put yourself ahead 10 years, you might still be saying that, Michael. Montero ripped DeLaury down at third. Those are the type of guys that are coming into the game in the next 4 or 5 years that are going to be stars.
Here's Gardner, the first to throw over. Pinch runner is Eduardo Nunez in for Montero. So Montero 2 for 3 today. Snapped on a first, and Nunez back.
So Nunez out there leaning, looking like he won a run. Didn't quite get the jump. Three-run lead. Obviously, if you're a pinch runner, got to give it a shot, right, Ken?
That's what he put him in there for, and get yourself to second base.
Ball gets away from Arancibia and heads up base running by Nunez. He gets to second.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. The ball does not have to get away from the catcher much, but if you anticipate and you see that right when it's in the dirt, didn't read anything other than it was in the dirt, take off. It's very hard for a catcher to get his bearings about himself, pick up the ball, and make a good throw. Good base running by Nunez.
Scored a wild pitch. The 2-1. 3-1.
Lynch actually rushed that ball when Nunez was on first base, and that's what speed will do to you. And, you know, kind of speed up your windup, overthrow a slider, it's in the dirt, and he ends up moving to second base anyway.
And a walk to Brett Gardner. Tuesday, This Week in Football is back on Yes. After an uneasy offseason, the gang breaks down the free agent frenzy and previews the 2011 Giants and Jets campaigns. For weekly analysis, predictions, interviews, and more, it's This Week in Football presented by Geico. The new season premieres Tuesday at 11, only on Yes.
Got your fantasy team all picked out, Mike?
I don't do that.
No?
No.
Scared?
No, I don't have the time.
You know, that I do believe.
It takes a lot of time if you're good at it. People love it, though. Here's Derek Jeter. He's 1 for 3. The one, a 3-run home run. Count 0-1.
See the rain delays in football games yesterday. College football games?
So Notre Dame twice, right?
Yeah.
They cleared out the stadium.
That's weird.
Lightning.
You're not going to take any chances, and I'm sure you heard the story. I mean, with the horrible storm at the Sugar Land concert was in Indianapolis, and the stage collapsed and actually lost. You know, there was lives lost. So these storms are nothing to mess with. So yesterday at New Orleans got another 20 inches of rain, and now it's kind of heading towards Florida. I mean, my 20 inches. What would you get here during the like 10 or 12 inches or something?
What was it, Kenny, about that?
I don't think it was quite that much, but it was enough. You know, there was some flooding, low-lying areas, and that was all up and down the East Coast.
President Obama was visiting New Jersey. Was it yesterday or today on some of the
0-2. Fly ball right field. Bautista makes the catch, and Nunez just draws the throw. Cut off by McCoy. Why don't we check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Brian Mattis lost to the Yankees his last time, 1-7, 9.07. Hard to believe they thought so much of this kid. Freddie Garcia goes for the Yanks, 11-7, 3.09. We're going to come on the air at noon with the BP show. And then 12:30 is pregame. Right around 1:07 will be first pitch. Spent Labor Day right here with us on Yes.
Hello, guy. He's slowed down on the eating. I'm sure he's been to Dillon's up in the candy store, right?
He's not done.
You know who Dillon is?
Yeah.
Dillon's Candy?
Yeah.
I just found that out. My wife let me know.
Ralph Lauren's daughter.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that the boys are out of the house, these are the conversations we have at the dinner table. the wedding dresses from Dillon's wedding looked like a candy store. See the thing? One at a time, man.
Somebody would have told me that.
One handful at a time. I'm like,
he's trying to dip it into something. I think he's just drunk with food. That's what's happening. The 1-1. There's a strike. Teixeira 1 for 3, a single in the first inning. Joe Girardi said, I didn't like not having him in the game for 3 games. He said, but I think that on the long haul, it's going to help him. He said, you can give a veteran 3 days off like that. He said, it recharges your body.
I tell you, it's been so easy for Girardi to do these things, though, because the team continues to win. I mean, they're not missing a beat by, you know, today Granderson getting a day off. Yesterday, Jeter getting a day off. Teixeira was out. A-Rod's out. And when you could just plug guys in and guys just pick it up. Cervelli's in a hot streak. Swisher's been in a hot streak. I mean, it just makes it so much easier for the veteran guys to get their days off and not feeling like you're jeopardized losing the game.
I think he feels he has to do that because it is a veteran team. He has to make sure that down the stretch they are as fresh as possible.
2-2. Fly ball, left side, makes the seats.
You also think, Kenny, that on a veteran team, it's so important every once in a while to have a young guy, you know, put in it. You look at Nova, the type of year he's had, but he's still a rookie. He still has that excitement. And now Montero gets lefties in the lineup every day. I think that, you know, older players can draw off that emotion of seeing the excitement that young players bring to the game.
Maybe it takes them back to when they first started,
right?
And how they felt when they first got to the big leagues. Couldn't wait to get to the ballpark every day. Didn't mind those day games after night games.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will do it for the Yankees against Litch. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. Why don't we go to the 8th? Yankees lead 5-2. To a vote online at YesNetwork.com. Today's candidates are CC Sabathia, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, or Jesus Montero. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Little surprised that CC Sabathia is still out there. Maybe it's just for this one batter, the lefty Kelly Johnson. But he comes into the 8th inning with a pitch total of 107.
I think it's Johnson. And Joe Girardi will bring him out. A couple of right-handed hitters make that 3 in a row. Hyundai scoreboard has the Yankees up 5-2, and then Soriano continues to throw in the bullpen, and it gives the crowd a chance to give CC a nice round of applause for his efforts today.
The 0-1, 0-2. Swing and a miss as Johnson goes down on strikes. Let's see if that is the last batter faced by CC. Here comes Joe Girardi after Johnson swings and misses. So 10 strikeouts for CC, his 5th game of 10 strikeouts or more. And he's going to go and call on Soriano. And Sabathia is going to get a big hand. If the bullpen does its job, he's going to have 19 wins.
Martin really had it working this afternoon. CC had at least one strikeout in every inning, and it's a total of 10 punch-outs. It gives him a total now of 211 this year. The only two Blue Jays not to strike out were Laurie and Arancibia, two rookies. Everybody else went down at least once. That took a little while, didn't it? 10 strikeouts.
So Soriano comes on to face Bautista, who was 0 for 3 against Sabathia. Breaking ball inside. CC now 2 strikeouts shy of 2,000 for his career. That's his line for today. It's complete. Those are the numbers on Soriano. Remember, he got off to a bad start, then went on the DL for a long time. So his numbers inching back toward respectability. Swing and a miss by Bautista. Blue Jays have out-hit the Yankees, but the Yankees have the 3-run home run by Jeter and the solo shot by Alex Rodriguez.
Talk about the home run race coming into this series. That was kind of the talk with Teixeira, Granderson, and Bautista all in the home run race.
There's one more. See ya. Home run number 40 for Bautista. Oh, did he give that a ride? Halfway up the bleachers and left. And the Yankee lead is now 5-3.
With a couple of sliders, and he got to a hitter's count. The league, baseball's league leader in home runs, and I'm telling you what, I was telling a story, and this thing took that long. You see that ball just hang right there.
You think he knew it when he hit it?
Yeah, that's
back-to-back years of at least 40. And we mentioned the other day the first Blue Jay since Carlos Delgado back in '99 and 2000. Hit back-to-back 40 home run seasons.
So 40 for Bautista, 21 of them on the road, which kind of flies in the face. Now, what's going on here with Hallian and Russell Martin, with Joe Girardi right in the middle of it?
Yeah, I think the first pitch of the inning, Soriano threw a slider, and it kind of stared in there at Hallian. Didn't like that he didn't get the strike call, and I think there was some jawing going on, and I think Joe Girardi picked up on it, and as a good manager will do, will get out there and kind of diffuse things.
And I was going to say about Bautista, 21 out of 40 on the road flies in the face of the accusations of stealing signs at home. So now he has a 2-home run lead over Granderson. The 0-1 to Encarnacion, line drive over the leaping giant Jeter and into left field.
You know, the story I was telling Michael, before I was so rudely interrupted by that 500-foot home run was, you know, coming into the series, you talk about, and you see Encarnacion, who we talked about swinging the bat really well, lining one to left. But Bautista, you know, leading the league in home runs, and Granderson and Teixeira. Bautista's on a team now that has fallen so far back that as a player you become aware of what's going on, so you take the field with one thing on your mind, is hitting home runs and things like. In my mind, much easier to play when you're fighting for playoffs, you're fighting to win a division, and your home runs just come, and they come in big situations where you don't have to worry about it. You ever been in that situation, Kenny?
Unfortunately, I haven't, because I played on a lot of good teams.
Right.
And if the team aspect came first, as opposed to, man, I'm trying to lead the league in home runs.
Much easier to hit.
Yeah.
Much easier to stay focused on winning a game, and your good at bats will happen.
Solari is a strike.
So easy as a player when you're out of a division race and you get into a game where you're 5, 6, 7 runs down, that one thing comes on your mind. I could salvage this day by hitting a home run, and it's a very hard thing to do when you play personal things out on the field. Bautista's been very good at it. Just a good player.
Let's check out the Coors Light freeze cam where the ball hit the bat for Bautista.
You can see how the barrel of the ball is just almost completely, that bat is headed right for the sweet spot, and boom.
That's going to come through just a little bit more and make contact right on the sweet spot. That's one of the longer home runs you've seen as a right-hander.
Deep fly ball center field. Gardner has room, and he'll make the play for the second out. So Laurie today 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
You talk about Laurie and his hitting, and you can tell even when he makes outs, it's like, oh, you kind of hold your. He just missed that one, which means that he was really on it.
Prime Minister Stephen Weber watching the Canadian-born Laurie. But, not much emotion for the Prime Minister, Mr. Harper.
Just came off the DL. There were some questions, who's the 8th inning guy? Is he going to be able to do it? Or obviously Robertson's going to keep his job. And how big luxury now with all these close games. Robertson's 2 innings yesterday is going to put him on the shelf today. So, Mariano got the day off yesterday. Good thing to work with out that bullpen.
Soriano gives up the home run. 2 hits. It's now 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees in front. He's trying to creep back into this. It's 5-3. Yankees lead with a home run by Bautista. And now the Blue Jays go to a new pitcher. It's John Roush. And he's going to face A-Rod, Cano, and Swisher. The numbers on Roush, which he's trying to walk right in the middle of, I don't know why. 5-4, 4.38.
Can't walk around him. What's the size? What's this? This guy's huge. What?
6'10".
What? 6'10"?
Yeah.
6'10". What? 270? What do we got?
He's up there. Big man.
290. Whatever. 6'10", 290. Out on the hill. Looks like he's 7'4".
Looks like he's handling the ball to the catcher.
A-Rod fouls it back.
The aggressive swing there from Alex. You see some of his at-bats. He's getting closer and closer.
Hyundai scoreboard. Yankees lead 5-3. They were like a cat after that wild pitch.
He called that one. I got it. I got it.
I think he's just glad to be out there again. I got it. Whoop.
Change up. See Alex Rodriguez, every time he hits a home run now, he's going to be tying somebody, and they're all big names. Tied Carl Yastrzemski for 15th place. All-time run scored list last time up. Against Yastrzemski at the end of his career?
Most definitely.
Yeah. One thing, I met him once, it surprised me, is most people are surprised, like when they meet Yogi, is he wasn't that big for the numbers that he put up.
Took a big swing, though.
Yeah.
He didn't get cheated.
Grounded to third, Laurie. One away. Don't you feel the same way when you stand next to Reggie? Reggie's really heavily muscled.
Yeah, he used to be really much stronger, and Reggie's still in good shape. But yeah, I mean, he's not like the 6'4", 6'5" guy that you know, like some of the old power hitters.
Well, you stand next to Alex, and you know
he's big.
He's a big guy. He's like 6'5". He's huge.
Right.
Reggie's a legend, bigger than the man.
Some of those infamous home runs.
Tell you what, when we were in Boston, I don't even know how old Reggie is. I know he's in his 60s. He was 4 or 5 hours in the gym. He never stopped working every single day.
What'd you do? Come in and get a drink, and then come back and get an ice cream cone 3 hours later, and he was still there?
I walked in and got a couple of smoothies.
Reggie's trying to rehab his back. He's coming off back surgery.
Well, you know what? He was working hard.
Good for him. He wants to get back on that golf course.
I remember one day in Fenway Park. In Fenway Park, the weight rooms are so bad because of the old locker room. There's really no room. But we had that 11 o'clock or 11:15 with the Patriots Day up there. And a couple, I think Tino and myself just kept our uniform on and waited about 15-20 minutes after the game. Went out the back of the Green Monster and kind of jogged down the street in our Yankee uniform, and there's like a Gold's Gym down there. Walked in,
really?
Worked out, came right back through the Green Monster and left. Pretty cool, right?
Didn't get booed.
No.
No one saw you guys?
Yeah, they saw us, but we had like T-shirts on. We kept our uniform. There was no reason to shower and get ready to go work out, but it was just one of those days, you know, you're done at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon because of the early start. There's always a delay. You can't get into the weight room on the other side. And, you know, it was just one of those days we're going to work out. So we just found a Gold Gym down the road.
Cano pops it up.
You didn't walk around till you found one. You knew where it was.
No, we knew where we were going. You don't ask for directions in a Yankee uniform in Boston.
Speaking of Boston, Texas leads the Red Sox 6-0, top of the 6th. So if these scores hold up, Yankees will have a game-and-a-half lead in the American League East. Nancy Newman's going to have all the scores, and maybe she'll have a final by the time the postgame. And also on the postgame today, as if you need another reason to watch, Joe Girardi will make his official announcement on the 5 starters the Yankees are going to go with through the remainder of the regular season.
I think CeCe's in there after today's performance.
I think he's in there, yeah. Line drive and a base hit. So Cano now with an 8-game hitting streak. I told you about the update on the Red Sox score, the last out. After that, it's the WB Mason postgame show. Nancy's going to be there with the highlights and analysis from this series finale here in the Bronx, plus the latest news from around baseball. And, of course, Kim Jones gets the team's reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming out in the postgame only on Yes.
That last pitch to Robbie, that ball, a broken bat off the end of the bat. But if you have any kind of uppercut or anything, watch how level. If you put a level right across there, Robbie's bat stays through the zone level. So that ball ends up still being sort of a line drive. It's off the end of the bat. See, it cracks the bat. But because he doesn't have an uppercut or he's not coming off the ball real, he could still keep that ball low enough to drop in front of the outfield.
Fouled away. Rami Lewis, the only left-hander for the Blue Jays. He's ready. 1-1. Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Two-run home run for Nick Swisher. And the Yankees have a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, what was very interesting when Nick Swisher hit this ball, it starts for the seats, right? Mariano was warming up in the bullpen. He went sat down.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Take a look at the swing on the IOTV HD Super Shot in a moment. Pitch outside to Andrew Jones. Here it is.
Guys like get a transfer of weight. Some guys are kind of back foot hitters. Nick Swisher, white back. We talked about Reggie. He was a back foot hitter too.
Jones grounds out to Laurie for the second out. Now it's Corey Wade who will come in to pitch tonight. Nick Swisher likes hitting against Roush. 2 for 3, both of the hits, home runs. Texas now leads Boston 9-0, top of the 6th. Russell Martin takes a strike.
Blackie did it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he faced CC. Yeah, he started. Home runs for Nick Swisher and 80 ribbies. Almost a non-existent April and May. So those numbers are backloaded. Two and two. And now the count is full. Martin 0 for 3 today, lined out to Lowry, flied out to right, and struck out. Balboa. 3-2 upstairs. You know what happened 18 years ago, Paul? On this date?
Let me think a little bit. 18, no.
Yeah, I think you do. You were part of it.
Right.
Jim Abbott.
Oh, the no-hitter.
Jim Abbott.
Yeah.
John Roush is angry. He's going to get taken out. Jim Abbott didn't get taken out on this day against the Indians. A ground ball to Velarde.
Oops, by Erga. Yeah, I do remember that. A great feat.
That started the run of all those no-hitters of the Yankees, and came Gooden, and then came
Rigetti?
Rigetti was before that.
Yeah.
And
Gooden,
Cone
David
and
Wells, Cone.
Good stuff. So John Roush is done. They're going to call on the left-hander Rami Lewis. We'll see how that turns out. Joe discusses Curtis Granderson and CC Sabathia's incredible seasons and their push for MVP and Cy Young awards. Plus, Joe previews the upcoming series with the Orioles and the Angels. It's a new Joe Girardi show today after the postgame, only on Yes. Here's Rami Lewis against Nunez, and there's a base hit. Nunez came in a pinch run for Montero in the 7th, so he sees one pitch and singles to left field.
He said, I'm going to make the most of this at bat.
I tell you what, you sit up here and you watch the games, and the Toronto Blue Jays are a pretty darn good baseball team.
They are.
And you just watch at the Yankees are just that good right now. I mean, guys are swinging the bat. CC Sabathia's had a great start. Your bullpen set up. I mean, it's just they're working on all cylinders right now, and they're making other teams look bad. And the Toronto Blue Jays are not a bad team.
When the series started, I don't know how it works out now. The Blue Jays were 4th in the league in runs scored, so that they can score. Their problem is holding the other teams down.
Pitch outside.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are 11th in the league in earned run average, so that's been their problem.
And he walks Gardner, so that's going to load the bases. And that'll bring up Derek.
It's the Yankees, the Red Sox, Texas, and then Toronto in run score.
Derek with a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Record this swing by Derek. Yankees up 7-3, looking for more. Strike. Martin, Nunez, and Gardner 3rd to 1st. Hit sharply, a base hit. Martin scores. Nunez will score. Gardner moves to 3rd. A 2-run single for Jeter. 5 ribbies on the day, and the Yankees lead 9-3.
Well, this is going to blow it open right here, right back through the middle. Sometimes, Paul, you know, everybody likes to see the grand slams, but with the bases loaded, a single will do the job. And there's a base hit. And 2 more runs on the board. Martin Nunez scores.
Yankees bat around, and Teixeira hits a fly ball to right field. Bautista is there, and he'll put it away. But the Yankees score 4 runs. They lead 2. About to put this away as we head to the top of the ninth. And it's all Yankees. Derek Jeter with a big 2-run single. Now 5 ribbies, and that ties his career high. First time he's done that since '05. Chris Dickerson, the new left fielder for the Yanks. A couple of other changes as well. Brandon Laird will take over for A-Rod at 3rd. And Corey Wade is going to come in to get the final 3 outs. Eric Thames will pinch hit for Molina. Eric struck out in the 1st inning yesterday against Bartolo Colon, and then left the game with dizziness. Well, the Yankees won the final 2 games against the Orioles, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox, so that's 4 out of 5. So if they win this game, they would have taken 7 of their last 8.
of a sudden. It's so important as a team that, you know, you're fighting for a pennant, and all of a sudden, you know, Boston's had kind of a little hiccup lately, and you find yourself a couple games up in the division, and then you can just start worrying about yourself. You never have to worry about what they do or anything else. You just worry about playing well the rest of the way out and winning the division.
Now Tampa Bay might be getting frustrated that the Yankees keep winning. Tampa Bay's leading Baltimore 8-1, but you know, maybe they now set their sights on the Red Sox, and they have 7 games left with the Red Sox. Hot shot foul.
We talked about yesterday, Buck Showalter said that Tampa Bay's still in this thing. Manager of the Orioles. I thought that was kind of funny when the team's coming in to play you. Yeah, they're still in it.
Yep. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Thames down on strikes.
Good changeup.
In a way, it is. I've been impressed by him because he has a good feel for a changeup. He knows the importance of off-speed pitching. And there it is. It had a little movement to it, down and away as well. He's got enough of a fastball, and he really has quite a discrepancy in those 2 pitches. Good feel for it.
Aaron Sibia takes a strike. Crowd of 47,464 here in the Bronx today. Want to remind everybody, tomorrow on Monday, Labor Day is a day game, so make sure to tune into Yes starting at noon for the BP show, and then the pregame show at 12:30. First pitch will be right around 1:07. Yankees against the Orioles.
Well, Mike, from what I remember, you told me about Labor Day weekend around New York.
Right.
I need to turn in my keys to them, right?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to stick around tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll turn my keys on.
Turn the keys in.
That's it.
And they'll decide whether you get your deposit back. The 2-1.
Flip will decide if I'm invited back to any more parties.
That's right. Just missed.
Drop down there.
Yeah, we'll do that every once in a while. Get 2 strikes in those right-handers, a little different arm angle. He must have gone to the David Cohen School of Pitching.
Good thing about Coney is he had about 4 or 5 of them, and he could throw strikes from any of them. That's the big thing.
The 3-2. Foul back. Missed inside, so Aaron Sibia works a walk with 1 out here in the 9th. That's going to bring up Dwayne Wise.
Yesterday I said sometimes it's better not to know if you're playing for a young player. Dwayne Wise didn't know he was playing. He's put in the lineup. He ended up hitting a triple and a home run. Now today he knows he's in the lineup. Struck out, found the third.
Yeah, he also knew it was CC.
Yeah, that was the only problem with knowing you're playing, huh?
Win today with Scott Proctor, former Yankee, back again in pinstripes. Win today would make it 10-5 for the Yankees over the Blue Jays this season. 3 more games to go. That'll be up at Rogers Center.
That'll be at the tail end of that West Coast swing.
Boy, Kenny, you talked about that changeup, but boy, he's got a good one today.
Yeah.
It almost has that sinker. It just sinks away from the lefties. Look up at his ERA at 2.15. He's doing something right.
9-3, looking for the sweep. Swing and miss. Wise. Down on strikes.
He can really sell this pitch. Out of the hand, it looks like a fastball, and just never gets there. You're right, Paul. He's got to work it today. Weight shift way too early.
It's that one where you're fooled and you swing and you go back to the dugout and your elbow hurts because your arm kind of snaps because you're just out in front and you just can't reach far enough with that bat.
Runner was going. That one is looped to Cano, and the ball game is over. Put it on the left side as the Yankees win 9-3. The Yankees sweep the Blue Jays in its first sweep of Toronto in a series of 3 or more games since back in August of 2006. So it's been over 5 years. As the Yankees had everything going, the captain with 5 RBIs, tying a career high. CC Sabathia picks up his 19th win. Nick Swisher with a 2-run home run. And the Yankees had it all working this weekend against a decent Blue Jay team. They simply overmatched them. And they sweep them. And they head on to take a 3-game set against the Orioles starting tomorrow afternoon here at the stadium. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. So we know that the Rangers are beating up on the Red Sox. So if that score holds up, the Yankees will have a 1.5 game lead over Boston. Neither Boston or the Yankees have had a lead of more than 3 games all year long. But you like to build on a lead, especially at this time of the year. The games are dwindling down and the lead is building up. So the captain had 5 ribbies, and that gives him an audience with Kimberly Jones.
It does indeed, Michael. And Derek, your first sweep of the Blue Jays in at least a 3-game set since 2006. What enabled you guys to get this done?
Starts with pitching. You know, it always starts with pitching. Our pitch has been pretty good all year, and, you know, we want it to continue, especially this being the last month here of the season.
How about CC today? You always know he's going to continue it, right?
I mean, how about him? He seems like we have the same conversation every time he pitches. You know, he goes out there, he works quick, he throws strikes, and, you know, he keeps us in most games.
Derek, we saw the 3-run home run, the 5 RBIs overall from you today. Yesterday you were off. This season, when you have a day off and then come back, you're a 371 hitter. To what do you attribute a day like this? A little rest? Does it help?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Rest always helps. Obviously, we have a lot of games, but for me, since Baltimore, I really haven't been staying back too well. I thought today was a little bit better, at least for a couple of bats.
Well, you did seem a little frisky because you seemed to enjoy Alex's big catch of that foul pop-up. You seemed to give him an attaboy. Did you like that?
Well, he doesn't like pop-ups too much, and he did a tremendous job on that one. That's why we work on the fundamentals around here.
Derek, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Michael.
Thanks, Kim, and thank you to Derek. He doesn't like pop-ups too much. Boy, that's the truth. The Yankees like winning. They've been doing a lot of it lately. The captain goes yard, 3-run shot, 5 ribbies. We'll be back.